Hey guys, what's going on? Liam Jenkins here from Philly Sports Network, bringing you the first ever Eagles Q&A. Now, normally we do these on Facebook, it's a live video. We want to try something different while incorporating those as well. So every week of the NFL season, damn, it feels good to say that again. Every week of the NFL season, we'll be hosting these Q&As, essentially just answering any questions, anything that's making you toss and turn at night, we're going to uncover here on the Philly Sports Network stream. So, we know this one's kind of come out of nowhere. If you want to submit your questions in future, simply follow us on Twitter at LiamJenkins21 or at PhiladelphiaSN. But a few of you guys have, who've been following already, so thank you so much for your submissions and for 2,000 subscribers on YouTube as well. We're going to kick things off with a question from Jay Smoot. Now, Jay is one of our writers here at Philly Sports Network, a great guy at Supreme__314. So if you want to follow him, please do. He asks, are we undervaluing Markus Wheaton? Do I think he sticks? The answer to the second part is absolutely. I think there is a very strong chance that he makes this roster. As a returns guy, potentially not. I mean, his role is going to be essentially the wide receiver 4 or 5. Someone that's going to come in, maybe behind Mike Wallace or behind Alshon Jeffrey, and give the Eagles that deep threat. So why does Markus Wheaton matter? The reason being is that in the 3 years now that Doug Peterson's been here, or 2 and 1 off-season, we haven't yet found an answer to a deep threat. In year 1, we had Bryce Treggs for that one reception he made, and then in year 2 we finally were able to get something with Torrey Smith, but even then it was inconsistent. Mike Wallace appears to be a better representation of that effort, but he's at the latter end of his career. It's a 1-year deal. We don't know yet where his head's going to be. Markus Wheaton still gives you a prospect that's slightly younger, a player that is still established a lot at Pittsburgh and all of his stops in the NFL, and while he's battled injury, this is very much a prove-it contract. Think of him like a wide receiver Patrick Robinson. If he can ball out, show that he's got some big, strong value, as well as adding that deep-end speed. I mean, Mike Wallace isn't going to be able to play every offensive snap of the year. I don't think Alshon Jeffrey will either, just given the shouldery status, depending how he goes with that. So yeah, I think Wheaton does add a great option for the Eagles. If he comes in, you've then got 2 or 3 wide receivers that aren't named Shelton Gibson. That pressure isn't on him yet, and it gives him that time to marinate. So absolutely, I think Wheaton makes the roster. Man, love your work in my Eagles. Wondering how you got your crack at covering the team. Now, this is something I answer a lot, namely because, you know, when you look at me, I'm British, I've got a voice like a girl, and I'm on the other side of the pond. So how do I cover the Eagles? Well, let's start kind of at the beginning. When I was 14 years old, I got my first Xbox, and the only game it came with was Madden. So that was good, because I knew everything about Madden. Anyway, we got Madden, and obviously with it being the only game available, I had to kind of sink my teeth into it, and I did end up really enjoying the sport. Now, at school at that age, I wasn't one of the most popular kids. I had the whole greasy emo stage, wasn't one of those popular guys, so I spent a lot of time in the library, honestly just watching NFL.com highlights, watching top 10 plays, looking at new ways to get into the sport, and I remember seeing, you know, Darren Sproles returns and all kinds of stuff, and the only team I knew was a team I randomly selected on Madden, who just happened to be the Eagles. And upon researching them and getting to know them and all the players, you get that underdog mentality, the culture overcoming everyone, and that gritty work ethic, and I loved it. And as someone that never really liked English football, it really resonated with me. So I was always into media. Before I started covering the Eagles, I essentially was into motorsport commentary, which involved me doing a bit of this.
Oh, he's hit him! And Alexander Sims spins around. He should be able to reverse that completely with a bit of wizardry.
The outside comes to Alvin, trying desperately to keep his hopes of a winning line, but it's never no spin, and the GT4 Championship could well be in London. But in that industry, I felt that wasn't really me. It wasn't where I sat right, and I was like, do you know what? I think I'm going to change in my career. My passion's the NFL. I would love to kind of grow with that. I can't just go to America and be like, hey, I'm going to cover the Eagles, because no one's going to care. And in England, it's still quite a new thing. So at the time, 4 years ago, we would only just get 2 games a year on BBC. We've only just got the highlights now every Sunday night. So it is a big change. So with that in mind, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start my own website. And Philly Sports Network was born. So since then, to begin with, I was the only guy covering the Eagles, Flyers and Sixers and Phillies, which killed me, being on a 5-hour time difference. But since then, I just wanted to bring in a team of writers that I could trust and that I knew shared my vision, and more importantly, just personal qualities. I have not met a group of nicer, hard-working, humble, funny, guys, and it is like a big family. So if you've not yet gone to phillysportsnetwork.com, please do go over. We cover every Philly sports team. Amazing, amazing group of guys, and we've hit some huge feats. We interviewed Nolan Patrick before he was drafted by the Flyers. We've had big Eagles interviews, big draft interviews across all sports, and that's only going to continue. So please keep your eye out. phillysportsnetwork.com is where I spend most of my time with the amazing, amazing group of guys we've got. So the video content as of right now isn't quite as heavy, and while this job isn't full-time, this is where things like Patreon do come in. We don't have any Patreon subscribers yet. If you would like to support this channel or Philly Sports Network or any of the content we do, there is a link in the description to just give like £1 or I guess $1 or $2 every month and just kind of support that. So we are trying, it's our 4th year now, and we just want to make this a full-time job for everyone so we can give you the best content possible. So I can get out to Philly, be a part of that, join you guys, meet you and shake your hands without getting too emotional, giving me this platform, because without you I would not be sat in my Harry Potter cupboard like bedroom talking about the Eagles, and it really humbles me. So thank you so much for your support, and I hope to see you soon. Definitely at London. If you're coming to London, hit me up and we'll go for a drink. Philadelphia's finest sports news. Now these guys are a new website, and as someone that has been through the grind of starting one up, totally get the struggle, so a massive amount of respect to those guys. Which Eagles do I think will have the biggest impact on offense or defense this year, and any surprises I think will make the roster? That's a tricky one. That is a really tricky one. I would say the biggest impact offensively, as a surprise, I'm going to say Dallas Goedert. I think that the red zone capability he brings is going to amplify the production of everyone around him so much. Maybe not statistically right away, but he's going to carve open that offense, because if you've got a 6'4" wideout in Matt Collins, a 6'5" tight end in Ertz, another one in Goddard, and then Alshon Jeffrey, and then Darren Sproles, you're not going to cover a lot of guys inside the 20, so I would 100% agree. I'd say that Dallas Goedert offensively. On defense, it is a tricky one. I would honestly like to say whoever gets the outside linebacker spot. Now that could be Nate Jerry, that could be Camu Grugier-Hill, and as you've seen from another video, I'm a huge Camu guy. So whoever gets that spot, it's a key point in the Eagles defense. And if you have someone like Nate Jerry, who is almost that hybrid safety to linebacker role, you're going to see some very interesting things. So keep an eye out on there. Surprise players to make the roster. I still think Jeremy Reeves, great interview with him, love his work ethic. I think he hits like a freight train. Going to be a lot of fun to watch. Rene Rivera on Facebook asks, does Donnell Pumphrey make the team? How many trades will happen right before week 1? Let's not forget how Ronald Darby was acquired. I think this is an open market. We could see a couple of moves. I do think Pumphrey makes the team, probably as a running back 4 or 5. I don't know what capacity or whether who's going to miss out or not, but I do think Pumphrey, given the weight he's put on and the progress he's made in training camp, will absolutely make this roster. What do you think of Kamara's comments towards the Eagles, stating the Saints would have whipped them in the playoffs? I mean, let's be honest, okay? If you play for the... Alright, if you play for the Saints, you can do it that way. If you play for the Saints and a reporter comes up to you and goes, oh, what do you think about the Eagles? If you say anything other than we would have whipped them or we would have beaten them, you're not a football player. Like, you're just not. If I go into your line of work, like say you're a butcher and you make some steak, and I go, hey, I mean, what would you do if you got to cook for the president and that guy didn't? Because that guy sucks. He shouldn't be where he is, man. You're better. You're not going to go, do you know what? He is better. Fair play, man. You keep doing, you make your chicken, I'm going to make my steak. I love this steak. Like, that's not going to happen. So, I genuinely, like, yes, it's probably for Eagles fans very triggering, but for Alvin Kamara, that's his job. He's a football player. It's the whole, you know, Jimmy G thing, thinking he was coming in better than Tom Brady. Of course you're going to. If you don't go into that thinking you can be or are the best, this isn't the line of work for you. So, do you know what? I'm not going to say I support the guy, but I get where he's coming from, because as a writer, it's the same. You know, I don't wake up every day going, oh, this guy's better than me, or this writer got a story on me, or this guy's got access to stuff I don't. I work my ass off every single day to get to those opportunities so I can prove myself. That is it for the first Q&A. As I said, if you want to ask anything, please head over to our Twitter page at PhiladelphiaSN, at LiamJenkins21, and I'll be sure to answer your questions next. You can give us a follow. Easiest way to keep up with all of the articles, the live streams, all of the stuff we do at Philly Sports Network. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I will see you next time for another episode of an Eagles Q&A.